he didn't disappoint.
Are we having fun yet?
Okay, Joshua Primo, my boy, he did fabulous this first go around. Now, here's the thing. When the game started, he looked a little rough. He looked a little nervous. Not really. He didn't really look that nervous, but he was a little rough. Honestly, it was just due to not playing for a while, and it's just going to happen. And he didn't look rough in the sense of, oh, he was making huge mistakes. He just looked rough as in he wasn't as fluid with the ball, but he was still making the right plays. He was still making the right passes, the right reads. Defense was very good from him. I liked him overall, but he did look, a little rusty. But as the game went on, I have to tell you guys, he got really, really comfortable. So just looking at the stats alone, he had 14 points, a block, no steals, unfortunately, but 6 assists, 2 rebounds. He went 5 for 12, 2 for 6 from 3. And here's the thing, he only played 24 minutes, but the reason why he only played 24 minutes because it looked like he kind of hurt himself in the third. He landed kind of awkwardly on a jump shot, and yeah, they just said, yeah, that's kind of enough. We're not going to play you a lot after this. So he could have gotten more minutes, but obviously, it just happens sometimes. But one thing that I liked about Joshua Primo, maybe the thing that I liked about him the most, honestly, from this game, was just he has so much swagger to him. And that's one thing that I just love about Joshua Primo, and one thing that I think that's not going to be really talked about. You know how players sometimes just have a certain aura about them? He just has that aura. Like after he makes a shot, especially a big shot, he had a step back 3 in there. He just had the mentality like, yeah, I am that guy. He's very, very confident, and that's a really good sight to see. I want him to be just a little, I'm just be honest with you guys. If you guys talking about we want a Kobe, we want that little bit of arrogance, okay? We got to, great players just have it. If you're talking Tim Duncan, even as quiet as Tim Duncan was, dude was arrogant, okay? Tim Duncan was very, very confident, sometimes borderline cocky. He knew he was that guy, okay? He will make fun of you on the court if you're not at his pedigree. It just is what it is, right? We would get players and he'll say, they're not on my level. So it's okay. It's all right to have a player when they're, superstars to be a little bit like that. Now, I'm not saying Joshua Primo is a superstar by any means. I mean, nowhere near close yet. Like anyone that makes that argument, I just give him a little slap on the face, okay? But with that being said, I do love what I saw from Joshua Primo. He made the right reads, made the right passes, made the, smart basketball IQ plays, and it just seemed like he was just a little rusty starting off. But I think as the G League goes on, I think that he's gonna really look good, like really look good. And I said this early on, I said that I feel as if the longer that they see him play in the G League, the more he's gonna force his way out of the G League. Last thing I want to mention is that I was watching the Vipers broadcast, which I'm pretty sure that's the only broadcast anyone was watching was the Vipers one. I don't know if Austin even had one. I could be wrong. But the Vipers broadcasters, I was expecting the commentators to be very biased or just talk more about the Vipers. I kid you not. Almost the entire time they were talking about Primo. The entire time. Every single time Primo was out there, they were talking about him. Primo sat down, they had a player that wore number 11. He made a shot and they said, see, we got a player that wears number 11 too. Like they were so into Primo, and Primo wasn't the only one scoring. Like it's just one of those eye test things, man, because Primo had 14 points, but he didn't even have the most points on the team. Dotson looked good. Holman, shot well as well. We had 15 points from Wieskamp, and I really like Wieskamp, by the way. And then we had Jalen Morris with 17. So he wasn't even the only one scoring, but for some reason he was the only one talked about. Maybe the fact he was a lottery pick, but they were just talking about him like he's the next Jordan, man. It was crazy. But I digress. I just love what I saw from Josh Primo. He definitely has a swagger to him, and he got to keep that up. And I think that he's going to play his way out of the G League. And I really mean that. If he keeps this up, if he keeps playing with this amount of tenacity, keeps playing with this amount of good defense and basketball IQ, he's going to play his way out of the G League. They're not going to be able to keep him in there. So we'll just see what happens. But let me know what you guys thought. If you saw the game, if you watched it, tell me, did you like what you saw? Did you see something that needed some improvement? Drop it down. Okay. All right. I'll get with you guys later, man. Until next time. So deuces.